We're going to be smashing out all of the rest of the national days in part 3. Check out the last 2 videos if you want to understand what I'm doing. So these are the national days you can celebrate from August, hopefully, to December, because I don't know how long this video is going to be. Now, it will be long if I don't stop talking. So let's go. On the 1st of August, it's National Girlfriend Day. It's also National Friendship Day and National Sisters Day and Spider-Man Day. On the 2nd, it's National Ice Cream Sandwich Day, National Colouring Book Day, and the 3rd, it's National Watermelon Day. It's also National White Wine Day. On the 4th, it's National Single Working Women's Day. It's also National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day. On the 6th, it's International Beer Day and National Root Beer Float Day. On the 7th, it's Purple Heart Day. It's like an award that you get for being in the military. On the 8th, it's International Cat Day and National Happiness Happens Day. On the 9th, it's National Book Lovers Day. On the 10th, it's National Lazy Day. On the 11th, it's National Son and Daughter Day. On the 12th, it's National Middle Child Day. It's also National Vinyl Record Day. On the 13th, it's National Left-Handers Day. It's also National Prosecco Day. That's also sort of sparkling wine. On the 14th, it's National Creamsicle Day and National Bowling Day. On the 15th, it's National Relaxation Day. On the 16th, it's National Tell a Joke Day. It's also National Roller Coaster Day and National Rum Day. It's another alcohol. On the 17th, it's National Thrift Shop Day. On the 18th, it's National Fajita Day. On the 18th, it's National Couples Day. On the 19th, it's National World Photo Day and National Potato Day and National Aviation Day. On the 20th, it's National Chocolate Pecan Pie Day. It's also National Lemonade Day, National Radio Day. On the 21st, it's National Spumoni Day. I don't know what that is. It's also International Homeless Animals Day. On the 22nd, it's National Be an Angel Day. It's also 22nd it's also National Black Women's Equal Pay Day. On the 23rd, it's National Ride Like the Wind Day. It's also National Cuban Sandwich Day. On the 24th, it's National Waffle Day. I think some of these days have repeated. I think we've had this one before. On the 25th, it's National Kiss and Makeup Day. It's also National Banana Split Day. On the 26th, it's National Dog Appreciation Day. On the 28th, it's National Bow Tie Day. It's also National Red Wine Day. On the 30th, it's National Frankenstein Day and National Beach Day. And on the 31st, it's National Eat Outside Day and National Trail Mix Day. Next up, September. On the 1st, it's American Chess Day. On the 2nd, it's World Coconut Day. On the 3rd, it's National Skyscraper Day. On the 4th, it's National Eat an Extra Dessert Day. It's also National Wildlife Day. On the 5th, it's National Cheese Pizza Day. On the 6th, it's National Read a Book Day. On the 7th, it's National Salami Day. On the 7th, it's International Day of Cleaner Air. It's also National Beer Lovers Day. On the 8th, it's International Literacy Day. On the 9th, it's National Teddy Bear Day. On the 10th, it's World Suicide Prevention Day. On the 12th, it's National Chocolate Milkshake Day and National Video Games Day and Grandparents' Day. On the 13th, it's National Roald Dahl Day. He's the guy that is behind Matilda and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and James and the Giant Peach and The Witches, I think he wrote, and Fantastic Mr. Fox, I think. Yeah. On the 14th, it's National Colouring Day. On the 15th, it's National Linguini Day. On the 16th, it's National Guacamole Day. On the 18th, it's National Rice Krispie Treat Day. On the 18th, it's also National Cheeseburger Day. On the 19th, it's Wife Appreciation Day. On the 20th, it's National Pepperoni Pizza Day. On the 21st, it's National Miniature Golf Day and Batman Day. On the 22nd, it's National Elephant Appreciation Day and National Ice Cream Cone Day and National White Chocolate Day. On the 23rd, it's National Checkers Day. On the 24th, it's World Bollywood Day, which is the Hindu dance that they do. On the 25th, it's National Comic Book Day. It's also National Cooking Day and National Daughters Day and National Hunting and Fishing Day and National Lobster Day and World's Biggest Coffee Morning. I don't know what that is. I should Google that. On the 26th, it's National Love Note Day and Family Health and Fitness Day and National Dumpling Day and National Family Day and National Pancake Day and World Heart Day. There's a lot going on these days. On the 27th, it's National Crush Day, which is cute. It's also World Tourism Day. On 28th, it's National Voter Registration Day. It's also National Coffee Day on the 29th. That's on the 29th. And then on the 30th, it's National Hot Mold Cider Day and International Podcast Day. Now we have October. This is where it gets spooky. Maybe. It might get spooky, but it is Halloween, so let's see. On the 1st, it's International Coffee Day and National Homemade Cookies Day and World Smile Day and National Poetry Day and World Vegetarian Day. On the 3rd, it's National Card Making Day and National Boyfriend Day. On the 4th, it's National Taco Day and National Cinnamon Roll Day and National Golf Lovers Day and National Vodka Day. That's another alcohol. It's also World Animal Day. On the 5th, it's Amazon Prime Day. Is that when you get deals? It's also National Do Something Nice Day and World Teachers Day. On the 6th, it's Mad Hatter Day from Alice in Wonderland. It's also National Coaches Day. On the 7th, it's National Frappe Day. On the 8th, it's National Peerage Day, which is like a Polish dish. On the 9th, it's National Curious Events Day. On the 10th, it's National Handbag Day and National Cake Decorating Day and World Mental Health Day. On the 11th, it's National Sausage Pizza Day and National Pulled Pork Day and National... the 11th is National Sausage Pizza Day, the 12th is National Pulled Pork Day, the 13th is National M&M Day, the 14th is National Dessert Day, the 15th is National I Love Lucy Day, that's a show. It's also National Pregnancy and Infant Loss Remembrance Day. That's really sad. Oh. On the 16th is National Dictionary Day and National Bosses Day and Sweetest Day and National Pasta Day. On the 18th, it's National Chocolate Cupcake Day. On the 20th, it's National International Sloth Day. On the 21st, it's Back to the Future Day. It's a movie. It's also National Reptile Day. On the 23rd, it's National Boston Cream Pie Day. On the 24th, it's National Bologna Day. On the 25th, it's National Art Day. It's also World Pasta Day. On the 26th, it's National Chicken Fried Steak Day. Where's the Halloween stuff? Oh, here we go. On the 26th as well as National Chicken Fried Steak Day. It's also National Pumpkin Day. On the 27th, it's National American Beer Day. On the 28th, it's National Chocolate Day. On the 28th, it's also National First Responders Day. On the 29th, it's National Internet Day. The 30th, it's National Candy Corn Day. It's also National Checklist Day. On the 31st, it's National Magic Day and National Caramel Apple Day. Let's see, can we do November and December? I think we can. Let's speed run. Let's go. November. On the 1st, it's National Authors Day. It's also National Calzone Day, which is like a pizza. It's also World Vegan Day. On the 2nd, it's National Deviled Eggs Day. It's also Day of the Dead. On the 3rd, it's National Sandwich Day. The 4th, it's International Stout Day. It's also National Candy Day. The 5th is National Men Make Dinner Day, which is hilarious. It's also Bonfire Night. And National Hot Sauce Day and National Redhead Day. On the 6th, it's National Saxophone Day. It's also National Nachos Day and National Cancer Awareness Day. It's also National Cappuccino Day. On the 8th, on the 8th, so that's on the 7th. So on the 7th, it's National Cancer Awareness Day. And then on the 8th, it's National Cappuccino Day and STEM Day. On the 9th, it's Go to an Art Museum Day. It's also National Fried Chicken Sandwich Day. On the 10th, it's National Vanilla Cupcake Day and Sesame Street Day. On the 11th, it's National Origami Day. It's also National Education Day. It's also National Sundae Day, so like ice cream sundae. On the 12th, it's National Happy Hour Day. On the 13th, it's World Kindness Day. On the 14th, it's National Pickle Day. On the 15th, it's National Clean Out Your Refrigerator Day. It's also National Odd Socks Day. On the 16th, it's National Fast Food Day. It's also National Entrepreneurs Day. Entrepreneurs, is that how you say it? Yeah, entrepreneurs. I don't know, they like write books, so I don't know if they do. On the 17th, it's National Hiking Day. On the 18th, it's Mickey Mouse Day, which is really cute. It's also National Princess Day. On the 22nd, it's National Go for a Ride Day. On the 23rd, it's National Espresso Day. On the 24th, it's National Celebrate Your Unique Talent Day. I speak many languages, guys. No one knows this about me. Actually, you probably do. 26th is National Cake Day. 28th is National Red Planet Day, which is Mars. 29, it's National Electronic Greeting Card Day. It's also National Lemon Cream Pie Day. Now December, let's do it. The 1st, it's National Christmas Lights Day. The 2nd, it's National Fritters Day. It's also National Mutt Day, which is a dog. 3rd, it's National Make a Gift Day. The 4th, it's National Cookie Day. The 6th, it's St. Nicholas Day. On the 7th, it's National Letter Writing Day. On the 8th, it's National Brownie Day. On the 9th, it's National Christmas Card Day. On the 12th, it's National Gingerbread House Day. On the 14th, it's Roast Chestnuts Day. On the 15th, it's National Wear Your Pearls Day. It's also International Tea Day. On the 17th, it's National Maple Syrup Day. On the 18th, it's National Ugly Sweater Day. It's also Bake Cookies Day. On the 20th, it's National Sangria Day. It's an alcohol. 20th, it's also Go Caroling Day. On the 21st, it's National Crossword Puzzle Day. On the 22nd, it's National Cookie Exchange Day. On the 23rd, it's Festivus. I don't know what that is. It's also National Christmas Movie Marathon Day. On the 24th, it's National Eggnog Day. The 25th, it's Grab Mass Day, which I guess go to church. On the 26th, it's National Thank You Note Day. It's also National Candy Cane Day. On the 28th, it's National Card Playing Day. On the 30th, it's National Bacon Day. And the 31st is National Make Up Your Mind Day and National Champagne Day. So thank you guys for watching. I have another list of them, of like the pointless ones around the world, and they weren't on the list that I just read, but I've got another list. So if you guys want me to read that, I will do it. All right, thanks for watching. Bye, guys.